What you guys are looking at here is my actual desk and recording setup being used as a battlefield in the game. I'm not even joking. I spent so much time experimenting and messing around with this, physically grabbing the stage, bringing it closer, and shifting the direction of the camera to whichever way that I want. Full 360 view to survey battlefields however I want. Zoom all the way in, zoom all the way out. You can do a lot. Just listen to me finding this out in real time. Oh my god. Yo, this is insane. Oh my, yo. I am in the battle. This is crazy. What? This is what VR is like? Dude, hold on. And yes, the game allows you to experience this regularly. I badly want to try this outside of my house now because it adds a whole brand new element to the game. And turn-based RPGs have never been seen like this. So I'm hoping in the future we get even more because Triangle Strategy VR has absolutely blown my mind seeing all the wild stuff that we can actually do. And I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Special thank you to Square Enix for sponsoring this video and allowing us to experience Triangle Strategy VR for ourselves. Check out our links down below, pinned in the comments and also in the description, so that you guys can purchase Triangle Strategy VR today, and also so you don't miss out on the best VR experience you can get right now on a meta quest. Our capture footage is going to show some amazing stuff that you can do in this game throughout the video. As a first timer in VR, I'm honestly finally understanding the benefits to it, because recorded footage of someone else playing a VR game doesn't do it exact justice. When these helmets are actually on you, you get fully immersed and the camera movement is like super natural from your perspective, whereas in recordings, it does seem to be moving a little awkwardly, but I promise you, that is not the case when you have the helmet on. And I used to previously think that way, which is a major reason why I never really got into VR in this way. But now I want nothing more than to dive deeper into the world of VR, especially when it comes to RPGs. Triangle Strategy VR, I'm currently playing it on a MetaQuest 3S VR device, and I'm finding it very difficult to pull myself away from it in order to make this video, because it literally is all I can think about ever since I booted it up and got to experience the world in the way that they exhibit it. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out and help raise that 38% even higher, guys. There's a lot to talk about in the world of VR, and we plan to do exactly all of that with you guys. Don't miss out. Now, let's get back into the video. In a tactical style RPG, oftentimes people find themselves fighting with the camera, because naturally, the way the game's battlefield is, we can mostly see angles of the field, and it can be kind of tough to maneuver in some situations, knowing how far you can move, maybe moving in the wrong direction, and sometimes buildings can get in the way. But in Triangle Strategy VR, this is not a problem. The first tutorial makes sure that you know this going in because it is such a revolutionary way to play this style of game. Even cool effects give off very dope 2.5 dimensional style, like when particles happen in combat like fire spells. I find myself often zooming in to get a closer look with the helmet on, which with the helmet on, you can see the background as a different layer behind it, and it sort of gives off an almost 3D effect, making you feel like you're actually in the action. And the way that the game tells the story, you're constantly able to look around the horizons of the map and see the world in a close view. But of course, you could always switch it up and play the game in your actual real life immersed, using your own environment as the storytelling board. And in story moments, when you need to select which mission in an area that you want to visit, you can actually get a super close look at all the detail that they put into this. Seriously, look at the way that I'm able to zoom in and position the map to have a close-up of the towns and cities nearby, and even in the far distance I can't even access yet. The world map is a unique thing in tactical style RPGs, so being able to do this is such a breath of fresh air, being able to interact with the map in this way. Seriously, I don't think this actually gets tiresome. I found myself interacting and doing a lot of this in my downtime, and it made the in-between moments, of course, of battle and roaming around the world map something I looked forward to every time. And I gotta say, a common misconception when it comes to VR games is how tiresome it can be, where you have to be very interactive, stand up, and raise your arms really high in order to do specific actions. And some people might not like that because they just want to chill when they're playing games and relax a little bit. But that's absolutely not the case. I never felt that way at all. The game is super responsive with the controls, and depending on wherever you point the control, you could be completely relaxed, laying back, even laying down, and able to control and play the game
however you want. The inputs on the MetaQuest 3 are actually incredibly accurate. With the flick of your wrist, you can just point and select whichever direction you want to go, wherever you want to send the enemy, or whatever attack it is you want to do. It all functions extremely well. But my favorite thing about combat are the way that they place the buttons and how the HUD is designed. We can actually fully see the turn order of the enemies and our party on our left wrist. We just have to turn it left, look directly at it, and it unfolds a list and it shows you exactly whose turn is coming up next. And of course, in typical triangle strategy nature, the combat is obviously great. Everything from the casting of magic, the way that we move our spaces, dragging our characters through it, and even executing team pincer attacks all feel like they should. And it's super satisfying. Because the MetaQuest VR allows for so much multifunctionality, I was able to do stuff like pull up a YouTube video in a separate window and have it play above the game and adjust the audio accordingly. So if you are stuck and you do need a walkthrough or a guide and some tips, or you just want to play along with somebody else, maybe they're streaming or whatever, you totally can. It's actually seamless and works extremely well. Look at this behind angle shot of the battlefield. They did a fantastic job with these character models too, because they shift the angles around to fit your perspective of your choice. Square Enix has really set the standard for RPGs going forward within the VR space, and if I could be honest, I think this really knocks it out of the park. I think what they did with Triangle Strategy is such a unique thing, because many people who have already played Triangle Strategy on other platforms and already experienced that game, and now relive it again, but in a wholly different element in that way. It makes the entire game a brand new journey, even if you've already played it before, because now you can fully admire all the detail within the game from a whole new perspective that you could not previously. Whether that's in battle, or in the world map, or even during story cutscene moments, the game really does leave an impact on you. I genuinely enjoyed my experience with this, and I do hope we get more titles created in this way. Whether they are already existing ones or designed specifically for VR or released simultaneously, I think this is something everybody needs to experience, because when you do hear about a VR RPG experience, it might not mean much at first. But remember, the idea of a role-playing game is to immerse yourself within the adventure, its characters, the story, and of course the battle, music as well. So I think this expertly goes hand in hand with the VR experience, because it's that one missing element that we really need to dive deep within the roles of these games. And as a former doubter of VR myself and a first timer of experiencing it really, I could tell from firsthand, I vouch for this, and after trying it out, I really badly, deeply need more. And honestly, I've always said one of the best feelings in the world is being able to replay or experience a favorite game, movie, TV show, whatever media it is, all over again for the very first time. And I strongly believe Triangle Strategy longtime fans, and especially newcomers like myself into VR, are not going to want to miss out on this one. Triangle Strategy VR is out right now on MetaQuest devices. You can use our link down below, or head over and dive into this wonderful RPG world today. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More gaming videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.